And that was a short break, a really short break. I like it. Dignitas and Gamers2, they're pushing forward, so we have already the Game 2 draft on the way. I just have to load it in like crazy Obi is, and then everything should be fine. So let's see if they surprise us in the second draft here. I mean, so far everything has been relatively normal, just here and there something that goes not as planned, if we talk from, I know, meta point of view, but the rest was pretty decent and standard, as we know it from all the other qualifiers or other tournaments. So let's see. Did it start yet, Nick?
The map striking has begun, and the first map banned out by Gamers2 once again going to be that Tome of the Spider Queen.
Come on, this is unfair. I mean, seriously.
one day you will see this map.
One day.
Glorious.
Oh, I saw it actually. I think last week in one amateur tournament. I think Heroes Hype or something. I think. Yeah, with Gillyweed or so. That's the first time I saw that map actually being played on a semi pro level. But well, I guess we're not gonna see this map today. At least I don't believe in it. But, and that's good news, Cursed Hollow has been banned out by Gamers2, so we're definitely gonna see, well, Sky Temple, Garden of Terror. I mean, Dignitas, they don't want to deal with Mines, so Mines is definitely out. Blackheart's Bay is my next guess, and then it gets interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we do have that ban on Cursed Hollow, so we won't be going to that map, at least. Seeing so much Cursed Hollow in these events, just being such that standard map. But only Garden of Terror and Sky Temple still available. What map will it be?
Actually, I wouldn't mind a second Sky Temple. I mean, this one was fun. This was really fun. It was close. We had a nice comeback by Dignitas, and pretty much the same style of comeback with that amazing maw by Gamers2. So having another Sky Temple where two teams already had a big show, it's absolutely fine with me.
Yeah, and
well, why am I even saying anything? It's a Garden of Terror.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see a Garden map. Garden of Terror, a lot of people give it hate, but I think it's quite a decent map, and we do have Dignitas in that first pick, first ban situation, so we'll have to see what they ban out here. Something to keep in mind about Garden of Terror, you can kind of ensure you're gonna get to the late game, so late game picks like Tassadar can be very, very nice on this map because that Twilight Archon level 20 upgrade can be so nice. But it's also a big map, so Vikings can be good too, and Vikings have a good level 20 power spike as well. But we're gonna have a first ban onto Jaina coming out here from Dignitas, and we'll have to see what Gamers2 responds with.
Yeah, that Jaina makes absolute sense, because the damage she's putting on the Terror is insane. May it be the neutral Terror you gotta kill to claim the seeds, or may it be the Garden Terror you claim after you got your 100 seeds. It doesn't really matter. Her damage burst on those targets, especially big fat targets where you can't even miss your ice lands and everything. I don't know. That's the first thing I thought, like when I saw Garden of Terror. Ban Jaina.
Yeah, and Jaina did a lot of work last game for Gamers2. And Gamers2 actually going to go with that Diablo ban. We've seen it a couple times here now. But Illidan, the Betrayer, is now in the game. First pick there for Dignitas. And I'm really interested to see what Gamers2 drafts here. Are they going to take away any of the pivotal picks that go with Illidan, such as Uther or Rhaegar or Tassadar? So many different little hero combinations that can make Illidan such a formidable hero to play against.
Yep. And I heard there was a lot of excitement in your voice when you said Illidan. It was like, oh yeah, Illidan. Like,
yeah.
How often do you play Illidan? And just admit it, you made rank 1 just with pushing Illidan through in the very early stage.
Well, I'm more of a support and ranged player, but if I'm playing Hero League and the draft is, I just need to draft Illidan, I'll play him, so I'm pretty comfortable with him. I'm not, the greatest player or anything, but getting back into this draft, we do have Gamers2 taking away that ETC. ETC Illidan is actually very, very nice. The stage dive metamorphosis engage can be quite devastating, and we also have Gamers2 following it up with the Sylvanas, and Sylvanas being quite good for the pushing power on this map.
Well, it's actually quite interesting to not see a Sylvanas Vala start, but I guess now that Sylvanas ETC has been picked by Gamers2, we might see Second Assassin by Dignitas, the Vala picked, that would, I guess, make sense. Get, well, what do you suggest as a tank? I mean, if you pick Uther, for example, right now, so you secure that Uther, the Uther bot, as in the win bot, the Vala on top, and then you can pick your second support pretty much last. I guess that's the best choice for Dignitas.
Well, Dignitas can hold off on their tank because ETC was already picked up from Gamers2, so they get that little bit of an advantage in the draft, although I'm sure they would have loved to pick up ETC, but now they have the luxury of being able to delay their final pick for the tank, unless they decide to go for some crazy double warrior setup. But I feel like they're probably going to pick up a support here, possibly Uther. I feel Uther is the best hero to go with Illidan, but Tassadar is definitely an option too. He, like I was saying, he's very, very strong in the late game on this map. He has strong wave clear. Oh, and it's actually going to be a Zagara.
That's a surprise. Yeah.
Well, that Zagara pick can be quite nice to deny the Devouring Maw silence root combo that was so potent in that last game.
Yeah,
even
maybe
without
it's just
Jaina.
revenge, Nick. Maybe it's really just vengeance. Like, you just won that game with a triple Maw. We show you now that we are just as good on Zagara.
Yeah, and Zagara also can be quite a nice pick against Illidan if you sick those Hydralisks, the double Hydras onto Illidan. That can be really, really strong at kind of chunking him down, put a lot of pressure on him. So, interesting picks here. I really like the denial of that Zagara. I feel that Gamers2 might suffer quite a bit from this, so we're going to have to see what picks up they do to kind of account for that Zagara being kind of sniped away from them by Dignitas.
Yep. But I'm still surprised about the Zagara. Vala Uther, that was what I saw coming. Well, I guess me being a noob, at least 50% right is also good. But now the question is, Gamers2, like, claiming a Uther, does that make sense? I mean, a Divine Storm for burst, especially against the Illidan on a second stun, getting him pretty much in those seconds where he has no evasion up, that might be interesting. But then again, no, a really aggressive ETC with a Divine Shield, also very interesting. Then again, we also have a Rhaegar as an option here.
Call me crazy, but I might expect a Sergeant Hammer out of Gamers2. I honestly think it could be possible, but I'm not 100% certain. Stealing away that Uther can be really, really nice, though, and the Tassadar, yeah, very, very nice there from Gamers2. But yeah, getting an Uther pick could be really nice to deny several different things from Dignitas. You could have that Divine Storm, but it is going to be Malfurion. Once again, Gamers2 very, very comfortable with their Malfurion play, even without the Zagara, even without the Jaina, but they still have that option of entangling roots and silence. But it's going to be a little bit harder to set up. Possibly they might look to go Mosh Pit here, but I feel that stage dive is just so very strong, especially on a big map like Garden of Terror.
Garden of Terror is pretty big. That's for sure. I was surprised last map, especially when it comes to Malfurion healing. I mean, the healing is very potent. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, as in numbers, how much a Malfurion heals, it's amazing. But then again, a Malfurion is relatively slow healing because you have that overtime component in it. And if you remember some fights back in game number 1 of this best of 3, there were really, really close calls where you had like the half green bar already full, but the actual HP was still very low. And Gamers2 just got away because of nice positioning, nice movement and everything. This is what I'm always afraid when I see a Malfurion, because it's always such a close call. Now we have Ancestral Healing, potentially, on the other side, as well as a direct heal, chain heal. I'm not so sure. Not to mention, now Gamers2, they also have to pick more damage. I mean, this set as it is, it's not enough. And I'm curious what we get, because we have 1 melee free ranged. So, in theory, we could see a melee assassin here again. Or your theory comes through, the Sergeant Hammer. But I don't think it's happening. Yeah,
I'm really curious to see what does happen here. And Dignitas, I guess they're thinking about what warrior they want to pick. You know, it probably won't happen, but Uther, you can kind of build him more into a tanky build, and double healer Illidan can be quite strong. But I feel it might be a little bit too unorthodox for their playstyle. Chen is still available, and he is quite a nice pick, especially with that Illidan It's actually going to be Tyrael, and I actually like this pick a lot. We've been seeing Tyrael Illidan a lot more.
Yeah.
I've seen it quite a bit in the even the Asian scene, the Chinese and Korean tournaments have been going on.
Oh,
They
that's
really
that's
liked
something
it.
where you're completely ahead of me because I'm happy right now that like observing all the esports I have to pretty much. I just watched NA and EU, and I'm happy that I have like at least a bit of understanding how the meta across the pond is working out. But they're coming up with even more surprises. Tyrael was a surprise to me as well as Sagara, and now Gamers2. They pretty
Am I
much
seeing?
shoot the moose right here.
I have to cut you off. Am I seeing this right? I'm pressing F5, but I got to make sure that that last pick from Gamers 2, that's legitimate, right? Do you see the hero?
I hope so. Ask in the crew, but I why do
Did
you
we
think it's?
did we just see something correctly, or are we hallucinating? But you know what? He has been run before. Gazlo. He can be very, very good against divey compositions. You drop that Explodium charge. You drop that Gravo Bomb. You drop the follow-up Explodium charge, and then their whole dive just kind of gets sucked in and blown up and womboed. So, Gazlo being picked here by Gamers2, I really, really hope this is not like a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying Gazlo hype in the lobby, so oh my god, I'm so excited.
Okay.
The
That's
Gazlo stream.
perfect.
I don't know if you know, but when I started playing Heroes of the Storm in the early alpha, Gazlo was my main hero. I was a Gazlo main, and I was
You were
proud.
the Gazlo.
I was the Gazlo of the Heroes of the Storm alpha, and man, dude, he's fallen off so very much. But in the early stages of the alpha, about a year ago, he was picked here and there as a niche pick.
Yep.
He was used for that he's used for that anti-dive, and yeah, Gazlo, I feel that's why he's being picked here. They have that Illidan, they have that Tyrael, and they kind of just want to just suck them all in and blow them up with that Gazlo when they engage.
Suck it in and blow it up. That's I don't know. That's safe for the future, Nick. I'm gonna quote you later on that one. But to be honest, I had a bittersweet taste when I saw the Gazlo because I mean, Heroes Draft is made by Gosugamers, and it's an amazing tool, especially because it looks awesome and everything. The problem is like we tried so many new things and put so many new things in there that, like, for example, last qualifiers we had a small bug in there, and then once we had a Gazlo as a last pick, and then everybody was hyped, and then it was apparently a bug. It was just a display bug that it just showed another hero. So I was like, oh please, let that be a real Gazlo. But now that you confirmed it, I'm really excited. Gazlo, I can't even remember when I saw him in a pro game, so I'm all in for this.
Yeah, man, Gazlo, I'm really curious to see how they lane with him, how they build him, how he's used. I'm pretty sure I know how he's going to be used in a team fight situation, but man, I wonder, has Gamers2 been practicing this?
Yeah.
Is this just one of those, hey, Gazlo can work for us here, or have they been using this in scrims against comps like this? So I'm really curious to see how the Gazlo works out, and I believe, man.
Oh, Nick,
I
you're
believe.
gonna cry in a second.
No, please
Yes.
no.
Yes,
Don't do
you're
it to
gonna
me.
cry in a second.
Don't do it to me.
I don't know, in my left eye, I just had the Skype group. I can't click on it that much because then your camera will go away, but I think it's a hammer. So there's a good.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was just about to
that,
say.
I'll take that victory then because I was right. So.
I was just about to say this is good and bad for you. Bad, no Gazlo. Good, you were right after all.
Yeah. So I mean, I would have liked to see the Gazlo. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm eager to see the hammer too. I'm glad that I called that at least. I mean, that was really the only damage option they did have available.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, and Sergeant Hammer is a really strong pick. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, hey, we have to. Oh man, we have to go Hammer. It's like, dude, Hammer is sick. So, yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that was what I was thinking. I mean, Gazlo, yes, hype, but then again, I mean, I said it already when they were the third draft or the third pick that they're just lacking damage, like in direct comparison, especially if you scale the game then 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, especially on Garden of Terror, where then a lot of momentum comes with the Terror in your hands, then the damage was just not enough in my opinion, because Gazlo is just this, I don't know. You say you can make it work. then again, I cannot doubt this. Hammer, of course, I think the value is a bit higher, but then again, I'm Hammer biased, so I'm not really sure about this one. But let's see. Do we get a lobby today after they figured out what they pick instead?
Yeah, we do have a lobby. I'm gonna throw you an invite right now.
That's cool.
Okay, we got you in there. Glad we didn't start the game without you. That would have been a disaster.
Yeah. It's no problem, guys. Just leave the cast out. Who needs casters? Screw them.
Yeah, man. I think we need you. You're more important than me right now. You got the game.
But you have to tell me, like, who's on which side now, please.
Oh man, I don't even know. Yeah.
Nick.
Who's on what side? We'll type in lobby. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together, Hefla.
Yeah, no, I'll figure it out at the start of the game so I can fix my overlays and everything. But just for the viewers, you see how I'm treated here. Like, first Nick doesn't even want to invite me into the lobby. Now he doesn't know who's on which side. So the circumstances I have to work with, it's... well...
I'm really difficult to work with sometimes. I'm just kind of absent-minded, but hope you guys value my insights.
Well, I got now the sympathy bonus on the viewer's side, so it's all good.
Yeah. Let's just blame it on Coucher some more. Like,
yeah.
we could just blame it on him.
Blaming Couch is always good. I do that pretty much as a sport.
And that's sick. #1 Coucher blamer, you.
Oh my god, look, now actually, I mean, there's a 2-minute delay, obviously. Now we see the reaction in chat after we told them that Gaslight was actually not picked. Unfollow, unsub.
I feel like we just have to overrule Gamers2 and be like, I'm sorry, the Gazlo pick has to stand. You ran out of time. That's how the rules work. But it's going to be that Sergeant Hammer, unfortunately. But yeah, I really am eager to see if Hammer is able to do work here for them. Not the ideal comp for him, but we kind of have to fall back on that Hammer. So not the ideal situation for Hammer, I feel, but still.
What do you think about Hammer's ultimate, by the way? That's something I want to hear from a pro, because I heard people discussing about the damage value on a big map where you have a lane that is not pushed. If the game tracks on that, I don't know, the global rotating rocket is actually quite a decent thing over the strike, but then again, I don't know, the majority always plays Napalm.
I have to say Napalm Strike is just way too good. The ability, it just allows you to chunk heroes so much more in team fights. It's essentially just, it's also a good poking ability as well. I have to say, and it also helps with the wave clear. It's just way too strong to pass up. I feel that the rocket is a little bit too gimmicky for my tastes, and it kind of weakens Hammer in team fights, in my opinion.
Now I'm just getting so much hate today. Like, first you don't invite me, now ADRD doesn't even recognize me. Oh, like he's like, oh, when did you get here? I don't know. I have to take so much crap today. I start to take it personal at some point. Either way, as soon as this loading screen is full, I'm trying to fix the overlay with the score and everything depending on which side they are. But in the meantime, guys, this is game number 2, Gamers2 versus Dignitas, and the Dignitas is 1 game ahead. So Gamers2 is on the left side and Dignitas on the right, which means my score and everything is completely correct, and I just have to add a 1 on the Gamers2 side. So I think I got my overlay sorted, Nick, right away, just some seconds after the game started.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Nicely done. We're getting better, getting better.
Yep, I'm getting, like, I don't know, oiled like a good car. It's like, it's getting there. Either way, fast introduction, guys, before it all starts. ADRD, the guy who didn't even notice me in the lobby, that's our Sergeant Hammer. There's our hype, the hype we want to see in this game. Nika is playing that Savannahs. We have then the Mouth by Leo from Korea. And of course, how do we pronounce this? Jove? Jove?
Jove, I think? Jove?
Jove?
I don't know. I actually have no idea,
yeah.
man. I'm worse with name pronunciation.
He's playing that Tasada. Let's just go with it. And Suchu is playing that ETC. On the other side, those who push in mid like no tomorrow at the moment. Look at this. I mean, just really fast. We have Blood Dragon, Chris, Linked, And of course Nurok and Sailors now, the tri-lane here, they're going top, and for good reason, because Sergeant Hammer was already working on that tower and everything, but now, well, they're just coming in and repel them. I'm not really sure what that start was. That was just like, YOLO, let's go against these towers, just clear it all fast out or hope for a kill. Didn't really work out.
Well, the thing is, the creeps arrive in mid faster than the other lanes, so they just went for that early wave clear and to try to maybe pick off a hero from the side of Gamers2, but they had to respond quite quickly to that Sylvanas and Sergeant Hammer tri-lane pressure. And we do have Nicker taking quite a bit of damage here, having to back off, having to tap that well.
Yeah, but Mafurian is gonna take care of it, as well as a sip from the well here. And I mean, the good thing about this map, and that's what I like, the seed phase comes so early. So now we have it 2 seconds, and it's all about who claims the small camps for now. We have them going pretty much mirror match at the moment, claiming at least 1 camp per side. Bottom, nobody's moving towards it, even though Illidan could. Illidan could claim that small camp, then again he would lose lane experience, so at the moment he prefers that. I'm not quite sure if that's really worth it, but now Rigor is coming and Tassadar is taking care of the other side. So at the moment, it couldn't be more mirror match. Then again, look at this ETC. I think he's gonna manage to steal some seeds, but I'm not sure if he's gonna pay with his life for it at the moment. Nah, they just ignore him for the sake of seeds.
Yeah, just too low damage here from Dignitas to really be able to punish. The Illidan coming in here, though, can do a little bit of work here, but looks like they are going to be just fine here. Tassadar getting a little bit into trouble, but he still has Dimensional Rift available. But we do have the push war still happening in top here, and looks like Hammer and Sylvanas getting in position to do some more damage to the tower of Dignitas.
Yep. But the Hammer at the moment, now he's in siege mode. I was looking for that. I was just about to say, so far ADRD he was not in the siege mode, and it didn't really look that good. But now he's starting to do some siege damage, protected by the Sylvanas and everything. Then again, this is the biggest problem, of course. If you're stationary as a hero, then especially those Banelings, they will most likely hit you for full value. But yeah, at the moment, they don't really care. Sylvanas is just disabling those towers, and the push is real.
Yeah, and we have that Infested drop doing a lot of damage there to ADRD. ADRD having to blow his thrusters there, maybe a little bit preemptive, but just didn't want to take any risk there. And we have a lot of trades going on between Tyrael and Tassadar, and then Tassadar was getting quite low, and he had to tap his well. And yeah, just a crazy little 3v3 war up here on top. Mostly action happening up there. But Illidan clearing out that bottom wave was thinking about possibly going for the bottom terror, but he's going to just return back to his lane, and it looks like the tri-lanes are also thinking about their respective garden terror as well, but Nicker getting quite low. Once again, Vala doing quite a bit of damage there. And something to note in this game, that Vala is actually running the auto-attack build.
That's quite interesting here. Miss Vala, Ransom, Manticore. That's quite interesting. It's not a build you see that often in comparison, I think, if I know that right.
Yeah, I have to feel that some people have nice, they prefer the auto attack build, I should say, but I honestly feel that the multi-shot build is just much stronger overall, but some players just prefer it, so whatever he's comfortable with would probably be better for him here.
So let's see, I mean, that top lane, that's where most of the action is. I mean, so far I barely have shown anything in the mid, because I didn't expect to kill so far. The funny part is that both of them are always low, so at the moment, quite even trades, but oh, look at this burst! Knickers is going down! Jesus Christ, this burst by Vala, but also Sylvanas, like those heroes, that was from 100 to 0 in almost no time. Sailors, however, he got that heal, there was a healing ward up at the same time. And that's why he pretty much was, successful with the entire thing. But now look at this. This one kill is pretty much the start of this terror. So at the moment, seek-wise, they're in a good position. ADRD coming in, but I don't think he can do much. Vala there, right-click build. We just talked about it. Just some right-clicks, and he's really, really in trouble. This won't be enough for a terror. It's only 87, but if they go bottom now, then they will claim at least one. But they still have to win that fight.
Yeah, Gamers2 now going for that bottom garden terror, knowing they have to get the seeds. But Dignitas looking to contest. They want to get 13 seeds here so they can get that early terror. It's so important here. Tyrael using his Q to get out of there. Very sticky situation, but it looks like it's going to be for no team here.
Yep, I mean this was really interesting. This was a key moment in this game. If Tyrael was somehow able to steal enough, like 7 more seeds, that would have been a nice key moment here. 5 minutes in, having a terror up for one team and not for the other. That's okay. I mean, in the end, we have one team claiming 93 and 87. I guess it's not the end of the world. It's something you can still be okay with.
Yeah, and we do have Gamers2 kind of splitting up here. They have ETC and Tefstar going for their bottom, or middle Siege Giants, whereas Nicker and Furion, Leo from Korea, going for those top Siege Giants, and Gamers2 gonna put a lot of merc pressure out on the map.
Yep.
Dignitas only
this is gonna be interesting. It's up for both teams pretty much. Now Gamers2 get level 10 as well, so the next fights we're gonna see the heroic abilities. And look at it! Oh my god, Nicker finds himself directly next to 2 heroes. That was not what he expected, but of course easy to get out for Sylvanas unless you're stunned. So nothing happened right there. Now we have to have a look into the talents. So we have Napalm, we have Stage Dive, no Mosh Pit. You said in the draft maybe this is a game for a Mosh Pit, maybe not. I mean, you have to get the Sylvanas in there, the Sagara in there.
Yeah, there's just too many interrupts, and Stage Dive is just so strong. I mean, ETC was just clearing out those bottom giants from Dignitas, and he still had that Mosh Pit, Stage Dive available if any kind of major team fight broke out. So really nice, obviously, to get that Stage Dive, especially on a map like this.
Yep, and nothing else comes really that surprises, like Wailing Arrow, Tranquility, the Archon, everything is just fine. Tyrael goes for Judgment, so nope, that's, I don't know, relatively standard at the moment, and it couldn't be even closer. 11-11, 7.5 minutes in. Top that pressure is definitely higher. That's what gives Gamers2 now the little advantage, plus Napalm Strike, and that's why it's so strong. Even if you're really far away, you can just spam that Napalm Strike on structures and eventually you will get it down.
Yeah, the most non-standard thing about this game would have to be the Vala talent build. Vala also going for that Rain of Vengeance, which can be quite nice with the auto attack build.
Oh, but I think something's changed in this game. Tyrael coming there from back lines. There is a stun. There's the Judgment. We have to see if that's actually working out. I mean, there was a silence. Turnaround Vengeance is not going anywhere. Just one slight hit on the Sylvanas, but in the end, Tranquility saving the day. This was a nice rotation here. Tassada and Tyrael missing all of the XP in the mid lane, but not for a single kill happening here in this lane.
Yeah, I have to mention one other non-standard talent choice here. No battle momentum actually coming out from the Tyrael of Dignitas. We do have that Angel's Grace, which gives movement speed for 3 seconds after using Eldruin's Might, the Q ability, the sword ability. Yep. And Gamers2.
What a nice little fight around this camp. Nobody claimed it so far. Tyrael is actually going down, but that Maw blocking them in or out, it kind of depends in what direction you want to go there. There is some nice healing coming out from Malfurion, but it won't be enough, or will it? I mean, Jove now trying to run, but Stage Dive. ETC is coming here. Sagara receives the Ancestral Healing, but now they're still in a 3-to-1 situation. Napalm Strike directly on top of Link, and oh my god, I think you can't run away from this. Oh, never mind. Fast, swift heal coming out. He dies anyway, but I think Illidan, he gets revenge for his teammate right there on the towers, but he can't really care about this damage. Oh well, he's going down. Too much pressure there. Tower, Napalm Strike, and the ETC stunning you right there. That's a bad timing. 2 down for 1 right at the seed spawn.
Yeah, I feel like Gamers2 came out a bit ahead here. They traded Sylvanas pretty early in that fight, but they were able to grab the Siege Giant camp, and now they kind of have an advantage with those death timers being somewhat significant there for Dignitas. They're able to get these seeds in top here.
Yep.
Dignitas knowing this, going for the bottom plants, knowing they have to avoid a fight. So they're going to be able to trade quite a bit of seeds here. So not the worst situation in the world either for Dignitas.
I mean, speed-wise, Gamers2 is a tiny bit ahead. XP, again, it couldn't be any closer. This is like not even half a creep wave difference in XP right now. It's pretty insane how they do this. Both terrors are up, and we have to see a tiny seed advantage is still on Dignitas' side, but this game is so even. Right now, both of the teams, they turn to the Bruiser camps or the Siege camps overall, but the difference is that Dignitas claims the big one in almost no time. I mean, I just looked at it, 2 seconds later the camp is gone, and they're gonna push with this, but at the same time, the terrors are taken, and the question is now, frontal fight or split push with the terrors?
Well, it looks like both teams kind of collapsing here into bottom, and it looks like Dignitas is going to split push a bit in top. They're going to clear those giants with ease with the Garden Terror, but Gamers2 putting pressure on this bottom base here.
Yep, I mean, we have 4 heroes and a terror here, or actually, never mind that, 3 heroes and a terror, while we have a Sergeant Hammer doing his work in the mid. But the funny part is, he's interrupting this. He's not going for the keep, even though he could. He wants to go top against that terror. So that's quite an interesting approach at the moment. So we have to see, after this fight, who's gonna do more siege damage. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and we do have ETC in the Terror for Gamers2. I was going to say Gardens too. But yeah, and then we have the Tyrael in the Garden Fair for Dignitas. They have... One team has their tank missing, and one team has one of their main important damage missing. So it's interesting to see if a team fight happens here, how that could result.
Oh, Illidan, he has to be a bit careful. Evasion wasn't up, gets a huge punch by that Garden Terror. They're gonna spam the hacks and everything out, but I think they're pretty much done here. One plan and that keep is gone, but the problem is we have pretty much the Mirror Assault top here. Blood Dragon, he's gonna finish the keep as we speak. Well, he has a tower less. That tower, just compared, is pretty much going down in the bottom, but they get the Terror down. ETC is in it, so he's quite tanky there. Even though Illidan, well, he's on his socks right there, and I think they just want to make a clean retreat, and that's it. There's no way at the moment for Dignitas to just catch them. I don't know. So it's again a mirror result. 16-16, 12 minutes, both lose a keep, and I'm not quite sure who is actually the winner out of this garden phase.
Well, it was a nice little trade there. The thing is, Dignitas is down 1 fort compared to Gamers2. 4 versus 5 here, and both teams content to take their mercenaries, and both teams actually on that level 16 talent tier, so we definitely could see some kind of keep right here.
There's the fight! Jumping in, stunned, and Illidan directly on top of it, but the stage dive, so many funny circles right now on the ground. There is the Maw, and it's a 1-1 trade right now so far, but of course Tyrael going down, already being Angel, trying to do some damage, but Cigar is just joining his friend right there, and even Vala now being so low. Sailors, oh my god, is that enough? It seems so. At the moment he doesn't get that slow, or actually Nicker gets that slow, but oh my god, I think he's done. Yes, he's going down. It's a 4-for-1 trade, which will result in this keep, and maybe more.
Yeah, Tyrael tried to go in there, but the counter engage from Gamers2 was just exquisite. The stage dive with the silence getting a ton of value in that fight, I feel. Yep. It's kind of hitting many of the heroes of Dignitas.
I mean, it was insane, just by the graphics. You didn't even know who was casting what for a split second. Like, everybody came in, Metamorphosis, we had the Judgment right there, Napalm Strikes producing another circle, and then on top of it, it was just a stage dive. It was like a little rainbow festival of everything, but Tyrael, like, I mean, everybody who knows Tyrael usually has him like as a tanky hero in mind, but he just exploded in that fight. He literally just exploded right away after that Judgment.
Yeah, the silencing arrow doing a ton of work.
Yep.
Just able to really be a kind of anti-engage tool for the side there of Gamers2, and they just cleaned up really hard in that fight. So really nice plays from Gamers2. Sylvanas' play is really making me a believer once again, man. Like, Sylvanas, I had a little bit of doubts about her, but man, they're really executing her very well.
Yep. And now this is, of course, besides of course the advantage they just got out of this fight, we have 1 Terror already heading enemy base right now, Dignitas' base, and the problem is they ended up at 103 seats, which means we have another Terror coming in pretty much soon. At the moment, well, does he use the plan just to clear the creep wave? No, they have Hammer. They don't even need that, so...
Well, they want to use this Garden Terror here to at least get a keep. They want to get a keep here, and then the crazy part is behind this, they have another Garden Terror. Yep. So, Dignitas is going to be in really bad shape here coming up, unless they can pull off some kind of crazy fight, and it's, you know...
But look how passive the Terror is. I mean, it's pretty interesting. At the moment, he's like so passive, just fishing a bit, trying to get a hex here and there. So far, not really successful. Now afterwards, there comes the plan. This time, double hex, but, well, they just go for the damage overtime, and sure, they still have 20 seconds, that's 2 plants they can still get up there, that should be enough, plus the collateral damage on the keep, and you already said it, all they want right now, in this situation, is 1 keep, nothing else. The rest is really just stalling some time here and there, and that's it. 4 seconds on the terror, and they are on the retreat. Now Dignitas, this is their time to actually make a move, maybe find a kill, but no, they just mount up, and that's pretty much it. In before second terror.
The main problem here is that, what I was trying to say was, Dignitas had a small little window of timing there where they could have fought, but it was just so hard with that Garden Terror, and now Gamers2 reaching that coveted level 20 power spike, so it's Dignitas is going to be really hard pressed to do much here in this game, and I feel that Gamers2 is just going to get another Garden Terror out and take yet another keep, solidifying their lead very heavily in this game.
I mean, Dignitas, they claim a keep now right here. They're probably gonna claim that tower and a creep wave as well, so that helps them with the XP right now, pulling it up to 19. Still, they're 1 level behind, and now we have another terror. It spawned still yet a minute to pick it up, so Gamers2, they get all the time in the world if they want to. All the mercenary camps are also available right now, which is maybe something where Dignitas can put a bit pressure on the top lane. They're already pinging on the Bruiser camp, so this is happening. But Gamers2, they have the same idea. And one more thing before you say anything, Nick, look at the talents of Dignitas. Something I didn't even see till now. 4 times blood for blood. This is quite insane. I mean, talking about overkill.
Yeah, the comp of Dignitas is mainly about engaging on somebody with Tyrael, just blowing them up, and that level 16 power spike with those 4 blood for blood is so insanely nice for them. But yeah, Dignitas now getting to that level 20 mark, so hopefully they'll be able to do something here in this game, but the Garden Terror is going to be pushing them back, and getting another keep here could be game-winning for Gamers2.
And they just used the terror. They cleaned up top here. That 1 plant is just taken care of the Bruiser camp, so all the Bruiser was nothing worth than getting some XP in the end. I mean, they are 20-20, 21 will be soon on Gamers2's score, but at the moment now, they're separate. Oh my god, Gamers2, they're making this nice move, so they're just gonna let the terror be chased by Dignitas, and in the meantime they just claim a lot of seeds. They already cleared the 2 small camps. Tyrael is taking care of this one, but now he's getting company here. Tussadar coming in, saying hello. It's a 3-on-1 situation, but now the entire army is coming here. Tyrael has to be careful. Look at his HP. Just some right clicks here and there, and that's all already done. And now Saishu is coming in. The Hex not being successful, not in the right position, but they can still do it. There's the Hex, but no, they're gonna stop the pursuit. They want to go for seeds.
Yeah, a really nice move from Gamers2 to come up here and contest, not allow Dignitas to get any of those seeds.
This is dangerous, like coming out of the terror, surrounded by 5 in the end. No, he just power slides out, but Dignitas, they know they have to fight. If they end up again with 2 terrors against them or something like that, it's just not gonna work. And Gamers2, they're playing very, very carefully, leaving seeds on the ground, leaving the terror at 50% HP. Oh god, this is... oh god, the dawn of something really good is coming.
Yeah, this is looking to be the making of a great team fight. What will the victor be here? We'll have to see.
Well, at the moment, it's just sandwich time. Sandwich... oh, never mind, Terror! This was in the mid, but we miss everything. Cigar is just going down after silence. Now Tyrael coming in with the judgment, but that's done. It doesn't really do anything. Tyrael trying to fight the hammer, but AD is just standing there, being a tank, literally just standing, doing all the damage. Our Ancestral Healer on the Illidan, but the Illidan, oh my god, surrounded by 4. He's trying to do all the damage. I'm sure he do a lot of damage, but the heal is way, way stronger. He's going down. It's a 2-for-1. No, it's a 2-for-0 trade. I'm sorry. I can't count today. And that means the rest of the seeds will be Gamers2 property, and there's still more to get. 100 is done, and there's 1 more terror here in the bottom to go. And Gamers2, I love how they play. Constant, conservative, and safe at the moment.
Cigar getting majorly chunked before that team fight even started, and just getting picked off so early on. And Gamers2 did a really, really good job of peeling that Illidan off their Sergeant Hammer. When you play with a Sergeant Hammer, you have to peel back, you have to protect him with your heroes on your team, and they did a really good job, even despite the fact that, I mean, they did get that early Zagara pick, so Yeah, Dignitas in a lot of trouble in this game. Again, a Garden Terror going over to the side of Gamers2. And I gotta feel this time, with all the lanes being pushed out, with all this Merc pressure, they're gonna get some more keeps very soon here.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is at least one Terror incoming. This is now the third siege camp being secured. Jove is now taking here care of that top cruiser camp. Everything else has been pretty much claimed. We don't have a second Terror, I have to emphasize this. It's not as good as the previous push, but even with one Terror, which is already claimed here by Suchu, well, the player of choice for Gamers2, and he's really good in this, like peeling the keep down layer by layer with a Terror. Just a bit planned here, a bit hacks there, and that's pretty much it. But at the moment he's without his team, so well, Rigor is getting at least a little dent into this Terror, but the problem is with Terrors, they have tons of HP.
Yeah, man, tons and tons of HP, but you know, you have to be a little bit careful. You don't want to take too much damage. And we have Gamers2 pushing their way in here, and the engage.
There's the engagement, the stun already, but again, the Maul, well, this time getting two, but the Terror keeping the rest away. There's even the Hex. No, it doesn't hit. At the moment, everybody's still alive, but look at Ancestral Healing, helping the Illidan right out there, but Dignitas already on the back foot here. They have to go. Nurok is really low. He can't be in the front lines. Tyrael is just not doing the job, and look at the HP of Gamers2. Not even a dent. Like nothing ever happened. The only one where you can see there was a fight is pretty much the Terror HP.
Yeah, Dignitas is trying to capitalize on the ETC of Gamers2 being inside that Terror, but not able to pick anyone off. Really good reaction from Gamers2. And yeah, that's going to be another keep dead for Dignitas. They are really, really in trouble here. Gamers2 having such a nice push all over the map, and now it looks like they're going to get for that, for that final keep.
They peel this base like an onion at the moment. Like they were done with bottom. They still have 10 seconds on that Terror with like very low HP, but it's maybe enough for another plan. Sichu is going a bit back, but no, I think this time he's gonna lose it. Now it was just enough for a double hex, but in the end, oh, they engage. Maybe this time a bit too deep. Is that the combat time for Dignitas? No, it's not. Look at the damage on the Tyrael. It's for real. He wanted to get away with his tiny, fancy sword, but it was not enough. All that's left is a... well, it's a ghost that doesn't do too much damage, and I think this is the beginning of the end right here. They are blocked right down to their fountain. Ancestral Healing... well, sure, it's faster than a fountain, but... oh my god. ETC is getting now quite some damage, but... oh, he makes it out. Oh, Metamorphosis. The Illidan is coming, trying to come in, but... nope, I think when the Illidan is gone, the game is gone pretty much. Even with that Maw, that has to be the end. Oh, well... Tossada is going down as well, a bit overextension, like Sichu trying to come in. Oh my god, that stage dive! Short range stage dive! It's hilarious. Nurok, run! Jump over this here, the plans, but no, it's
yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that stage dive, but yeah, Tesnar did end up getting picked off, but he did a lot of work before doing so. He had that distortion beam onto Tyrael. He actually went for a full damage build, that Distortion Beam and that double strike, but we do have Link here getting picked off. Gamers2 securing another
I mean, Soyless. Soyless is the only survivor. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And to be honest, I think what they do right now is just for style points, because, I mean, Gamers2 will be able to just control the entire map with 3 lanes without a key, just pushing in. Sure, Tyrael is right now, right here, able to defend, probably. But the seeds that are coming now from Gamers2, that will be end. Yeah, that will end in pretty much 2 Terrors, if I'm not mistaken, by math.
Yeah, unfortunately, the problem of having all of your keeps dead in the game is the enemy team just has constant catapult pressure in every lane. You have to defend your core. You have to defend your base, and Gamers2 doing the smartest thing possible here, just going for more and more seeds, more and more mercenary camps, just preventing Dignitas from getting back in this game. They do not want to take any risky plays here. They have the upper hand. They just want to get more ahead and secure a sure win.
Yeah, but Dignitas is not giving up. I think they're honestly still trying, and well, that's the right spirit. But the problem I have is 1 Terror already has been claimed. They have a 5-seed surplus. How much seeds does the Terror give again exactly?
60 for the Terror and 15 for the small camps.
Right, yeah. So we have in theory the option of a second Terror for Gamers2 if they claim both. But at the moment, nope, they're not interested in seeds. They even interrupt this Terror, leave him at 50% HP, and there it is, Illidan Oh my god, Illidan and Tyrael focusing that Sylvanas down, but at the moment, shields, everything is coming down. The Maw and Tyrael is going down again, as well as Agara being super low. Tyrael trying to do some damage after all, but it's just not enough. Chris, Ancestral healing, but the punch of that Terror, the late game Terror punch is insane. Jesus Christ, with those two down, I don't think they have a chance, and GG well played by Chris, the captain here of Dignitas. I think it's the right call, but nice fighting till the very end. If they won this fight, I guess there was a tiny chance of actually making that game still in their favor somehow.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the end here for Dignitas. Just really, really strong play from them. Even, you know, having some of their heroes banned out and whatnot, still they were able to execute that. Yeah. That Sylvanas.
It's
very,
insane
very
how much healing there came. I mean, Sylvanas surviving there, like that was 10% HP or so, and opening a fight with the instant Sylvanas kill. I mean, this was Illidan jumping her. This was the judgment and everything the Tyrael had, and it was not enough. That was the heal, the task shield, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the level 20 thingy, the shield. I forgot the name. Like the shield you give.
Storm Shield?
Yeah, that was, everything was cast at the same time, and that's how Sylvanas survived, and that was pretty much the beginning of the end, because then all the steam out of Dignitas was out there. Judgment out, everything. He tried to catch up with Metamorphosis, but no, it was just not enough. And of course, they had the Terror at the same time.
Yeah, Sylvanas also had Bolt of the Storm too, so after the combo really kind of failed to kill her, she bolted out at the last second and she was able to live there. So when you put so much of your resources into getting a kill on Sylvanas and then she's just not picked off, then you're pretty much going to lose that fight for the most part.
Yep. Well, it was nevertheless an interesting game. To be honest, this game was so close till the very end. It was less of the surprise comebacks than we had in game number 2. And why is your camera off?
My camera's off?
No, never mind. No, it's just my OBS making fun of me. Like, for now, you were just a black cube for some seconds. Now you're actually...
A black cube, nice.
Yes, now you're a red cube. Either way, Nicots, that is a 2-0 for Gamers2. I mean, they were the favorite in this matchup, I have to say that.
Definitely.
Just by stats and ranking and whatnot, but I mean, Dignitas is going in the loser bracket, and we have Gamers2 meeting now, if I'm not mistaken. We don't have a result yet on the other match. I mean, or do we? Griffiths versus TL?
Griffiths versus TL.
It's 1-1.
Okay.
The standing of Team Liquid versus Griffiths is at the moment 1-1. I'm pretty sure they play game number 3 as we speak. So Gamers2, they still have to find their opponent right there. But I think Team Liquid and Griffiths, they are both very, very good opponents. You have to be careful. Both full Spanish teams. So a lot of spice in there. And of course, Stigma, for all those who didn't follow the bracket, Stigma won also their game against Complexity. So again, Complexity starting with a hiccup in the tournament. I mean, Complexity, they participated twice in the qualifiers. And I think once as Barrel Boys, and they failed in the semis. And then as Complexity, they also failed in the semis in the last qualifier last week. And now that Fnatic dropped out, that was their chance to actually get in. But now that they got in, they start with another hiccup here. But let's see. There are teams in esports that, I don't know, always win when they're in the loser bracket for some reason. They need the loser bracket to be successful somehow. So let's hope this is the case for Complexity. However, guys, we have Stigma versus Na'Vi and Gamers2 versus either TL or Griffiths. That's what's coming up next, and the times for that are 18 CET. That is in 27 minutes. That's the break we have right now. And then then we're coming back. Stigma versus Na'Vi. Hi.
Stay tuned.
We are back.